Recently, Pope Francis, in his new encyclical Fratelli Tutti, in chapter number 5, the Pope talks about better kind of politics. Today, we have with us Mrs. Sarita Ribello, a retired teacher who will tell us about Pope's vision for politics. Good evening, Sarita.
Good evening, Flavia.
So my first question for you is, in Fratelli Tutti, what does Pope Francis have to say about world politics today?
Pope Francis says that politics must serve the service of the common good. Sadly, politics today often takes forms that hinder progress towards a different world. Lack of concern for the vulnerable can hide behind a populism that exploits prejudices for its own purposes. A liberalism that serves the economic interest of the powerful.
The Pope uses the word populism. What does it mean?
There are two kinds of political leaders. Those who are popular and those who follow populism. Let's take the first one. Popular leaders are those who seek to unite, to lead. They try to transform society and seek a growth that would include room for others attaining the common good. On the other hand, we know there are leaders who follow unhealthy populism. They exploit politically a people's culture under an ideological banner for their own personal advantage or to continue to be in power. Or when they seek popularity by appealing to the selfish inclinations of certain sectors of the population. This becomes more serious when it leads to the taking over of institutions and laws. Another sign of the decline of popular leadership is concern for short-term advantage. One meets popular demands for the sake of gaining votes or support, but without advancing in an arduous and constant effort to generate the resources people need to develop and earn a living by their own efforts and creativity.
So my next question for you is, we often don't see charity and politics together. So what Pope has to say about charity in politics?
It is an act of charity to assist someone suffering. But it is also an act of charity, even if we do not know that person, to work to change the social conditions that caused his or her suffering. If someone helps an elderly person to cross a river, that's an act of charity. But if a politician helps to build a bridge across the river, that is also an act of charity. While one person can help another by providing something to eat, the politician creates a job for the other person and thus practices a lofty form of charity that ennobles his or her political activity. The Pope calls politics a lofty vocation and one of the highest forms of charity, inasmuch as it seeks for the common good.
My next question for you is, why does Pope feel that employment is an important objective in politics?
Employment provides everyone with the opportunity to nurture the seeds that God has planted in each of us. Our initiatives, our talents, and our inborn resources. This is the best help we can give to the poor, the best path to a life of dignity. The Pope insists that helping the poor financially must always be a provisional solution in the face of pressing needs. The bigger objectives should always be to allow them a dignified life through work. For there is no poverty worse than that which takes away work and the dignity of work. Work is an essential aspect of social life, for it is not only a means of earning one's daily bread, but also of personal growth and the building of healthy relationships.
So my last question for you is there room for love of others in politics?
Apart from their tireless activity, politicians are also men and women. They are called to practice love in their daily interpersonal relationships, loving the most insignificant of human beings as a brother, as if there is no one else in the world but him, cannot be considered a waste of time. What is important is not constantly achieving great results, since these are not always possible. In political activity, we should remember that every person is infinitely holy and deserves our love. Tenderness is the path of choice for the strongest, most courageous men and women. Those who love no longer view politics merely as a quest for power. We should place our hope in the hidden power of the seeds of goodness we sow, and thus initiate processes whose fruits will be reaped by others. Good politics combines love with hope and with confidence in the reserves of goodness present in human hearts. In this way, politics can be noble as far as it pursues the common good. The questions we ask ourselves will not be, how many voted for me? How many had a positive image for me? The real questions will be, how much love did I put into my work? What did I do for the progress of our people? What mark did I leave on the life of society? How much social peace did I sow? What good did I achieve in the position that was entrusted to me?
Thank you, Mrs. Sarita Rebello, for enlightening us on better kind of politics that Pope Francis writes about. Politics can indeed be a noble vocation if we pursue the common good of others.
You're welcome.